Hey traders, welcome to today's edition of your Daily 5. I'm Danielle Shay and I'm the Director of Options at Simpler Trading. I trade, I run analysis, and I talk trading over at simplertrading.com. So today what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about one of my favorite little subsectors in the market. So in my trading, my favorite thing to do is really just start with a top-down approach. So I like to look for an overall sector, industry, or ETF group that I think is really strong. And then what I like to do is I like to break down that ETF and I like to pick specific tickers within it or just tickers within the overall space. So I'm going to start off by talking about PAWZ, P-A-W-Z. This is a pet care ETF. Now, as you can see on this ETF, it has had a really nice trend, especially since the March low and the coronavirus crash. It climbed really low. It climbed really well off of the low. It got right back into a bullish trend. You have price above your moving averages. You have nice stacked moving averages. You have really nice pullbacks here. And so for me, that is indicative of a great trend, one that I love to ride in both the stock and options markets. Now, I don't just love it because of the technical chart. I also love it because of the overall theme. With the ongoing pandemic, people have changed their behavior. I was just at Petco the other day and they were telling me that they can't even keep fish, hamsters, lizards in stock because so many more people are purchasing pets now that they're working from home all the time. You also have people who already had pets who still need to take care of them. So you have people shifting their behavior and buying pet meds and pet foods and all that kind of stuff online, whereas before they would have bought it in person. So overall, my theme today is pet care. I'm looking at pet stocks, I'm looking at online veterinarians, this type of thing. And I like them to continue higher because of the technical and fundamental patterns. So let's go ahead and look at a couple of the different stocks that I like. Now, of course, you can always just invest in the ETF. And I like personally just buying the ETF itself, buy some of that for long term. But I also love to trade the actual stocks in the options market, and I buy the stocks as well. So Chewy is one of my favorite ones, okay? This is an online pet marketplace. It was an IPO last year. It wasn't doing so hot when it initially IPO'd, but then bam, coronavirus, and you have a nice trend. You know what was great about this one too? Is it really seems to respect the pullback zones. I have my moving averages on here. I have my 8, the 21, the 34. Those are all EMAs. And then I have the 50, 100, and 200 SMAs. As you can see, this pulls back really nicely to the 50 period simple, and then boom, off it goes again. So I've been trading Chewy over and over again. Every time this thing pulls back, I just get some more of it. I like to purchase Delta 70 options about 3-4 weeks out. And then I wait for this consolidation and the breakout move to hit. So right now we have another one setting up. We have some consolidation. We have a nice pullback right to the 50 period simple. So I got in this one again, and I'm looking for it to trade to 55 or 60. You do have to watch this resistance. It's been a little bit tricky for it to get through there, but we'll just see how it acts when it gets there. I'll either A, take it off at resistance, or if it breaks it, B, look for my target. But Chewy is one of my favorites right now. The next one is going to be ZTS. So this one is a pretty good ticker here because of the way that, even before the coronavirus pandemic, it was strong, okay? And what I really like to look for in relative strength is something that was strong, it got hit with the pandemic, but then boom, it just snaps right back, just like the Phoenix. So for me, I would consider this to be one of my Phoenix stocks, I like to call them, or one of the stocks that rises from the ashes after it gets hit. Now, this is one of the world's largest producers of medicines and vaccine for pets and livestock. So, it is definitely within this space. You have that consolidation. I also like something that I can watch for a run up into earnings. And I have a higher target up here at 160. The next one is going to be Freshpet. So this one is on my millennials love it list because, millennials have been known to buy expensive dog food for their dogs, but it's more than just that. This is an overall theme. Freshpet, this stock used to be $30, $40, and now we're trading up at $90. We have consolidation. We have an earnings report that we will likely see a rally into earnings, and we have a great solid trend. It's something that's just been doing really well throughout the overall pandemic. Now, this one right here is PETS, PETS. This is 1-800-PET-MEDS Express. So again, you have an online retailer, vaccines, or I'm sorry, not vaccines, but medicines, that kind of thing for pets, something that people have been using more during the pandemic. This one has earnings on Monday. Now, I wanted to put this one in here, even though we don't have an entry on it right now because it has earnings on Monday. But because it is one of my favorite stocks on the list. Currently on this one, I did just actually take profits on this one this morning as it kind of broke out prior to the earnings report. But I want to keep it on your list because let's say there's a pullback down to the 50, something like that. I do think that this one's going to continue to be strong in the long term, and this one also has high short interest. On a ticker like this with high short interest, typically when it breaks the high, it can really get going as the short sellers get squeezed out to the other side. So that is all I have for you today. I love pets. I love the ETF PAWZ and all the tickers that we just talked about. Like I said, I trade these in the Simpler Trading options room. I also have my own options picking service. You can find the link at simplertrading.com/StockCharts. And you could also follow me on social media. I'm especially pretty active on Twitter. But beyond that, I hope you learned something from this episode, and I will see you in the next one.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.